Hello friends, welcome to AJS Astrology again. In continuation with our video on Saturn series, what happens when you have retrograde Saturn. So in the last video, we did discuss about retrograde Saturn in the first and second houses. We did talk a great deal about what retrograde Saturn means for an individual. In this video, we will talk about Saturn in third, fourth, and fifth houses. In case if you didn't watch my first video, please do not forget to, I would recommend highly to first go and check out my initial video on Saturn retrograde. So that would give you a fair amount of understanding of what is retrograde Saturn. Without wasting any time, let's jump into what happens when you have retrograde Saturn in third house. If you have retrograde Saturn in third house, it shows that without any doubt there was an avoidance of responsibilities where brothers and sisters were concerned. It also shows that the individual did not use educational opportunities to the best advantage for self development and for proper mental attitudes. In communicating with others, the person displayed Saturnine qualities, that is, cold, gloomy, moody. What lesson is Saturn trying to teach here? The lesson of retrograde Saturn in the third house shows responsibilities where brothers and sisters are concerned. The individual should never ignore the mental or economic or spiritual lack where siblings and or maybe other relatives are concerned. The present life and will in all possibility be characterized by consistent needs on the part of these family members and other relatives. Whether this need requires monetary assistance, mental simulation, or spiritual counseling, the condition of Saturn in the third house means the acceptance by the native of the responsibility in these areas. The attitude and manner in which the person communicates with others, either orally or in writing, and in assisting in the above mentioned areas of responsibility. Which areas will be mentioned? The mental, economic, spiritual will determine how the retrograde Saturn can be transmuted. So, friends, if you have retrograde Saturn in the third house, if I have to summarize that, there might be some cases in your past birth where you might have neglected your siblings. And as a part of this present life, you will have to work in the different areas. It can be either mental, economic, or spiritual. Moving on to the fourth house. Please excuse me, I have a blocked nose. Similar to the conditions of retrograde Saturn in the first house. So, right now we are talking about retrograde Saturn in the fourth house. So, if you have retrograde Saturn here in the fourth house, as similar to the conditions in the first house, in one of the aspects, it deals with the failure on the part of the native of this chart to develop himself in such a way that his influence upon others is more positive. Since all who come within our sphere, who come within our sphere or our personal environment are influenced by us, our attitudes, our personality, the retrograde Saturn indicates the negative influence of the individual in their past. Maybe he might have had a bad attitude. You might see some people who are not excited, like if you go to somebody's house and if the host is not receptive, he's as if, who has come to my house? Why is this guy still in my house? What business is he doing here? Which means they're not kind of being a good host over here, right? So, in short, that is what Saturn is trying to show. This could also mean that the individual did not attempt nor was concerned with how he affected other people. Suppose you have a manager who is quite rude. It happens, right? Pretty much almost in 60-70% of people. The manager is not even concerned with your career development, with your career aspirations. He tries to be rude with you. That is the reason you leave the job and show him on the face, look, who can be a better manager, right? Just jokes apart. So in this case, this tries to show a person who might not have a pleasing personality. Since Cancer is the natural ruler of the fourth house, the feeling concept was misused or neglected in the past. The other aspect of retrograde Saturn in the fourth house is that the individual did not provide the necessary environmental factors requisite to a proper home condition. This could have been the actual home facilities or the home atmosphere itself. So these are some of the few lessons or some of the few things that the Saturn is trying to show in the fourth house, sorry. What lessons now Saturn is trying to teach here? The lesson of retrograde Saturn in the fourth house requires the transmutation of attitudes relating to how we influence and affect those who are in contact with us? And how do we communicate the proper feelings in our daily relationships? Regardless of the struggle or effort required, the individual should and must establish proper home facilities and create a constructive atmosphere in the home. So, friends, this is all for today. We will not be touching the fifth house today, actually. That's going to be another topic and quite a bit amount of discussion. So, in our next video, we will talk about retrograde Saturn in the fifth house. But as we saw in today's video, this is my understanding of what happens when you have Saturn in third and fourth house and retrograde. If you like our video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. If you do have any comments, please do not forget to add your comments in the comment section below. Thank you.